Heather is barely 3 weeks old. Lying peacefully in her crib, she looks so helpless. But she's born with the blueprint for human movement. It is embedded in her genes, and over the next few years, that blueprint will guide the development of a wide range of movements from her head down to her toes. The essential components for movement are already there, but it will be up to her to make the blueprint unfold. These tiny hands may one day perform the most delicate movements of a concert pianist or a skilled surgeon. These small feet may climb the highest mountains on earth. But for the moment, our baby human seems to have little control over her arms and legs. Her gestures seem so erratic, but they are rudimentary patterns from more complex action. Every movement Heather makes is forging new pathways in her brain and kick-starting processes needed for her development. Unlike other animals, the baby human is unable to stand and walk on its own at birth. But 2-day-old Darren can accomplish an amazing thing. With some support, he's able to make all the motions necessary for walking. It's called the stepping pattern, and it is unique to the baby human. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Alternating legs. However, for Ariana, who is 6 weeks, the stepping pattern seems to have disappeared. The mystery of what happens to the stepping pattern and why it magically seems to return months later has been debated for years. Many scientists assumed that it was reactivated by some event in the brain when the time came for walking. But recently, new clues to this mystery have been discovered. When Ariana is placed in the water, her stepping pattern miraculously reappears. Right, left, right, left. The legs seem to be lifted by the water. Dr. Esther Thalen wondered if gravity was responsible for the stepping pattern's seeming disappearance. To find out, she tested babies on a treadmill. At 6 months, Eli is not yet ready to walk and needs support. With the treadmill on, Dr. Thalen makes a remarkable discovery. The stepping pattern scientists had thought disappeared during these months is never lost. Thalen's theory is that the baby human's legs are too heavy for their weak muscles to overcome gravity. While the stepping pattern is there at birth, the ability to control that movement is many months down the road. In the meantime, babies need to practice for the big event. At 2 months, one of the things baby humans do best is kick. Gavin's kicking is just the stepping pattern in a different position. It's an important activity because it builds and strengthens the baby's muscles. So Gavin may not look like he's going anywhere, but at 2 months, like an athlete in training, he is getting himself ready. But what makes the baby human understand that their random kicking can be turned into more controlled and intentional movements? That's what Esther Thalen wanted to know. For her research, she attaches Mabel's legs with a ribbon to a mobile. 3-month-old Mabel lies on her back, unaware that her every movement is being methodically studied as part of a scientific experiment. She kicks once or twice, quite unintentionally, which is normal for 3-month baby humans. The mobile moved. She kicks again. It moves again. Suddenly, Mabel makes the connection. It's her kicking that makes the mobile dance. She is now instantly aware that her kicking can be put to great use. The kicks get more and more intense. Mabel has understood something vastly important, that she can direct her leg movements, and for a brief moment, she can control her environment too. Babies, like the adults of the species, like the feeling of control. But out of the laboratory and in its natural environment, a 2-month-old rarely has much control. So far, Liam has been at the mercy of others to move him from one place to another and help him change position. It's a beautiful day for a family picnic, and Liam, like everyone else, wants to enjoy it. But lying on his belly makes that difficult. His next hurdle will be learning to roll over. Accomplishing this will completely change his life. He knows there are interesting things to be seen out there, but at 2 months, his only option is to lift his head up off the blanket for a few seconds. His head is too large for his body, and he's not yet strong enough to lift it for very long. He wants to. He struggles to. But so far, despite his mini push-ups, he is unable to. It is a difficult time for him. He is still months away from being able to roll over, and months away from being able to see much more than the blanket. All that's left to do is protest until someone can come to the rescue. That's better. With help, he can participate in a more expanded world. A world that will be more fully his when he's able to turn over by himself.
He has plain effect. He ended up coming into Mooney's.
And what's more, he will be the one to choose the view and change it at will. But for the moment, for 2-month-old Liam, this is as good as it gets. Mitchell is 5 months. He may be making changing diapers more difficult for his mom, but he's about to learn a brand new trick. His long months spent kicking and doing his modest push-ups have strengthened his leg and back muscles.
No rolling over. It's a long way down. You just stay here with Mommy. You just stay here with Mommy.
Stronger and more eager to test himself, he lifts his legs and finally, for the first time in his life, rolls over.
No rolling over. It's a long way down.
Once he does, there may be no stopping him. Now he can control the view. For him, a new world of wonder beckons. But for a baby human who has just learned to roll over, it's one that's fraught with new and unforeseen dangers.